MORDECAI. Sad. By Sarcastic Stories 1. Twilight Sparkle was in her room, listening to the latest Lana Del Rey song. Her magical horn was controlling a pencil that was doing her homework on her desk while she relaxed on her bed. She was listening to Blue Banisters and thinking of the events that day. It was nearing the end of the school year, and the days were getting extremely warm. Finals were just around the corner, but Twilight never needed to worry about academics, unlike her other friends like Rainbow Dash or Pinkie Pie. After all, she was a stereotypical nerd girl. The day was like most other Thursdays, making plans with the rest of the ponies and listening to the teacher's lectures, figuring out the latest drama, and planning the next party. Yet in the back of Twilight's mind, she was always thinking of him. That goddamn sexy-ass bird. Not any bird, but her bird. Just imagining him in his tight white shirt and slicked back blue feathered hair. He was the talk of the school, and it baffled Twilight Sparkle to think that he was dating a book nerd like Twilight. He was a little socially awkward, but his incredible looks made up for that. Not to mention his right-hand lackey, Rigby, who was there to crack jokes and make the sexy blue jay look like a god in contrast to the ugly raccoon best friend. Yes, it was the one and only, her special boyfriend, MORDECAI. Fuck, MORDECAI, Twilight said, biting her lip while thinking of her hot boyfriend. She was ashamed to admit it, but she was sexually obsessed, maybe even fascinated with her boyfriend. Just the thought of his long beak in her. Twilight needed to stop. She was already getting her shorts wet and didn't want to soak through the bed sheets. Hey, Twilight, ready for bed? Twilight's mom, Celestia, asked from down the stairs. Twilight responded, Yeah, Mom, I finished my homework. Okay, honey, me and Luna are going to bed now, Celestia said. Good night, Twilight said. Good night, Twilight, we love you, her other mom said. Good night, Celestia said. Twilight loved her moms, and apparently everyone else did as well. Yeah, they were lesbians. Get over it. Twilight knew what everyone said about them, though. That they were hot lesbian MILFs. That they were sexy AF. And that they had porn star tits. Twilight couldn't blame them. Her moms were gorgeous, and they were not afraid to flaunt it. Wore a lot of exposed V-necks showing those humongous horse cleavage. However, Twilight was incredibly happy now because her parents were off the bed. They usually had loud scissoring sessions or carpet munching lectures, but that's what most lesbians do, and that's beyond the point. The main reason that she was excited was that now she could sneak out of the house without worrying about her moms checking in on her. Twilight's phone rang. It was a text notification from MORDECAI, and it read, Hey babe, the park is all mine tonight. Benson and the rest are out. I don't know, on some work party. God, he was hot. Twilight remembered her first time with MORDECAI. She was young and dumb. She was a fresh 14 in her freshman year of high school. That's when she met MORDECAI at one of Pinkie Pie's infamous ragers. He was 18 and in his first of 2 years of senior year. She might have been just a girl, but that night, Mordecai made her feel like a woman. She remembered that night so vividly, even if she was slightly buzzed from a few White Claws. She remembered hearing Lana being played in the background. She remembered the song, Lolita, and she remembered the setting. The room was red, as Pinkie Pie just got magical custom LED lights from Equestria's Walmart. More importantly, she remembers Mordecai and how he felt. How Mordecai felt when he entered her and deflowered her that infamous night. That time was the last that Twilight would be just a horse girl, and the first night she would truly become a horsewoman. She remembered feeling like butterflies in her cooch as Mordecai used his beak like a toy. Everything felt like a dream, and it might have been the best high she ever had. She remembered the climax, the quick rush of endorphins and adrenaline that entered her bloodstream. She felt the body electric, as if she had reached nirvana, as if she had been empty her entire life and never knew it until she suddenly became full of lust, love, and Mordecai's semen. And then, as suddenly as that orgasmic feeling of fullness came, it left, as if she was Lucifer being struck down from heaven by God. She remembered laying on the red-lit bedroom floor with Mordecai as cum leaked from her horse hole. That's when she knew she was going to be a nymphomaniac and that she was obsessed with Mordecai. She snapped back in reality and responded to Mordecai's text, the one that she read right before, imagining her first time. Yeah, babe, I'll be there in 10 mins. Parents just went to bed, so we are G. Heart emoji. She loved sneaking out, especially in the warm weather. She didn't even need to wear a hoodie during these warm summer nights. She silently unhatched her window and walked off the route down the gutter to the lawn. She started jogging, wanting to be in the arms of Mordecai as quickly as possible. She arrived, seeing Mordecai waiting on the porch of the park's house. Mordecai was so mature, even if he had to redo senior twice. Mordecai saw her and displayed a little grin that was starting to form. Before Mordecai could turn that grin into a full smile, Twilight went in for a kiss. No one was in the park at the time, and everything was so quiet. Things escalated quickly, however, and the two didn't even go inside yet before, you know what. Mordecai was massaging Twilight's labia through her undergarments, and the only noises in the park were the twos moaning. He inserted one finger. More, Twilight thought to herself. He inserted 2 fingers. More, Twilight screamed on the inside. He inserted a 3rd finger. Just do it, Twilight thought desperately. Then it just came out of her. Oh my God, Mordecai, just fuck me. Twilight needed him inside her. She needed to feel full again. So she pantsed him, took his member with her hooves, and inserted the bird's cock in her warm ham wallet. She pressed down on the blue jay's metaphorical woodpecker. He was still sitting on the porch, letting Twilight do all the work as she was displaying that she was in charge right now. That feeling, that special feeling no one else gave her, the fullness. She was fulfilled, at least for a week. Fulfilled by Mordecai's climax. However, something clapped behind them. They both went stiff, wondering who the stranger was that was creating the commotion.
"Look at this little cock slut,"
a familiar voice said.
"God, you're pathetic."
It was Pinkie Pie. Pinkie Pie? Twilight Sparkle said, scared shitless.
"Wow, Twilight,"
Pinkie Pie laughed. "You still have that pedo bird's cock in your vagina." She crossed her hooves. She knew something that Twilight didn't, and her expressions proved that. "Why the fuck are you here, Pinkie Pie?" Mordecai said, annoyed. "Just get out. Leave. You're creepy."
"You didn't tell me to leave last night, babe,"
Pinkie Pie said devilishly, and then gazed right at Twilight Sparkle. What? No! Twilight Sparkle thought to herself. Twilight didn't know what to believe. Mordecai was hers. What was Pinkie Pie implying? "You're lying," Twilight yelled, almost sobbing, trying to believe that it didn't happen. Pinkie Pie reacted as if she knew Twilight was going to say that. "Bitch, you want proof?" Pinkie Pie pulled out her phone and played a video. That's when Twilight Sparkle saw it. She saw her boyfriend pounding Pinkie Pie into oblivion on the same red floor where he lost her virginity. She didn't know what to do. Her boyfriend cheated. His seed was unclean. His dick was impure and dripped in another whore's well. And not any whore, but Pinkie Pie. So she lunged at the pink pony. "You fucking bitch!" Twilight ran at Pinkie Pie desperately, but Pinkie Pie sidestepped and tripped her. Mordecai screamed out for Twilight, but stayed in place, not wanting to get involved. Twilight didn't see it coming, but Pinkie Pie brought out a knife. Then, Twilight felt as if something was opening in her skin, as if someone unzipped the skin around her throat, and blood started to gush out. Pinkie Pie began saying, "You see, Twilight? Sluts get cut. And you know what you did? I never liked you. None of us did. Your only saving grace was your boyfriend, who only dated you for your fat tits, just like your mom's. You were never popular, and never would be. I tolerated you, but you took my thunder, my popularity, and that could never happen again." Pinkie Pie maniacally laughed as she disappeared in the forest. "Oh my God, Twilight!" Mordecai says, quickly picking up Twilight and wrapping his shirt around her throat, trying to prevent the gushing blood. He put her in his car and raced to the hospital. He knew he was losing her, but there was hope. Maybe Pinkie Pie didn't slice deep enough. "Oh my God, I'm sorry, Twilight, babe." He arrived at the hospital. They were at the hospital, and Celestia and Luna came, and were now there. Twilight miraculously opened her eyes slightly, but only to see her cheating boyfriend. However, she didn't care. She didn't even know if she would make it. With the last of her strength, she said, "Can we pretend that airplanes in the night sky like shooting stars?" Then she closed her eyes, her vitals still remaining the same, but she fell back into a comatose state. Mordecai was reflecting back at the crazy night. He should have never done that with Pinkie Pie. A small tear slid from his eye as he clutched Pinkie Pie, Twilight's hooves, and said silently to his beloved girlfriend, "I could really use a wish right now, wish right now, wish right now." And then Twilight flatlined. The end. I would like to dedicate this fanfiction to Delia.